Excuse me, we cannot hear anything.
Excuse me.
Is it working now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, good. So thank you so much for presenting me. Now, I just needed to tell you that I am a co-founder of Able, a platform which is an online platform using Instagram to actually train and teach teachers online and even students as well. So basically today we're going to discuss activating and motivating students through gamification. As a beginning, let me tell you that the term itself, gamification, has been used for like centuries, let's say. When I say centuries, yes, I mean it. It has been actually used in many different sectors other than educational sector. But lately, we have been through this term widely actually, yet some, or let's say, some of the educators, they do not know the actual definition of gamification. So that is why they are not implementing implementing the gamification within their classroom correctly or actively, actually. So in today's workshop, we're going to discuss what is gamification, why has gamification become so popular, the differences between gamification and game-based learning, yes, the three key ingredients of gamification, implementing gamification in classrooms, the benefits of gamification, and the last, gamification tools. So as a beginning, let me give you this game. People who are using online, they can scan the code to join us. Just a second. You can scan this QR code to join us playing this game. People here, you can actually use actual papers. Can you change this with me? Yes, thank you. Yes. And here you are. And a pencil. Any pencil? Yes, you have it. You're about to solve this worksheet and then take a picture of it and upload it using ClassPoint. And you can scan this QR code to get into this class. You have actually 2 minutes, and now it's only 1 minute. We are about to close submission, so please, if you can submit your paper. If you didn't do it, only 1 or 2, it's okay, it doesn't matter. It just okay, good. Close submissions. So save for review. So basically, that was an exercise that you can give to your students. As we said before, I am a teacher for intermediate school. So basically, what kind of the kinds of worksheets and games that I am going to be used here are basically the games or worksheets that I use with my students. So this is an important thing to keep in mind. If you're working with a group of students, you have to keep in mind the level of the students you're teaching and the subject matter, basically. So next here, I need you to submit your answers of what is gamification in your own point of view. So what is gamification? Yes, you can actually, yeah. You need the QR code again? Yes. Yes. Good. Exactly. Well, how do you do this as a teacher? If you have, okay, games, how do you implement these games? This is basically, thank you so much by answering, by the way. This is basically what we are going to discuss today, the differences between gamification and game-based learning. So thank you so much for submitting your answers. Now, gamification, what is gamification? Gamification is basically, or has been defined as implementing game-like elements in a non-game setting. So basically, you're implementing game-like elements or process within your classroom, whereas no games, where you can actually use only papers and pencils or pens, not necessarily you're going to use online or the internet. So why has gamification become so popular? Basically, adding gaming features might make the task more enjoyable for your students. So basically, that is one of the first reasons. And then increasing learners' motivation to practice the activities. Most of the time, we struggle with making the students do the task on their own. So they are so reliable. They do not like to do it themselves. They will actually take notes and cheat from each other's, but they do not do it by themselves. While if you are implementing gamification in your classroom, you will see actually a huge difference between what is before and what is after. It gives the chance for the students to pursue a number of students' basic human needs, such as socialization, learning, and achievement skills. Yes, and then gamification and game-based learning. I have something for you. I need you to do. You are about to create a suitable sentence, but you have to play first. Yes. Play with it, and then you must create a suitable sentence, the perfect sentence. Okay, are we good? Yes, so basically, this is called game-based learning. We actually are playing a game, and then within this game, we are having an outcome, which is basically what I want you to learn today. For example, it might be a grammar rule, which is sometimes I think some of you have past tense and some of you are present tense. So basically, when I want to teach something to my students, I use games to teach them that thing. So basically, they are playing a game, and at the end of this game, they will get something out of it, okay? So this is called game-based learning. Well, what about then gamification? What is gamification? Gamification is the application of game-like elements within your classroom. And this could be or could start with giving points, badges, or even by using leaderboards, okay? So what are the three key ingredients of gamification? Number one is basically motivation. You have to motivate your student to do their best and to do their task or activities that you're given to them. So motivating is the feeling that, persuades a person to take action or certain action in order to fulfill a goal. So it is the desire to act or behave in a particular manner, no matter the circumstances. Wherever you find people, you can actually implement gamification. So that is basically the main idea behind gamification. That is why we saw so many different sectors, such as big companies and big shopping stores, they using gamification within their companies actually to motivate their number one, which is their customers, and number two, their own employees. I think, or I believe every one of us have like Sephora cards, or Shayma privilege card, or things like that. So, or maybe the Starbucks application. This is a kind of gamification. You're actually paying something in advance, or you're getting points to spend it maybe on a cup of coffee or something. This is how gamification works. You're getting or collecting points to gain or to then giving it up for something even better or bigger. Okay, number two of the three key ingredients is basically mastery. The mastery is basically the how. When I say the how, I mean mastery is having the knowledge and the skills, not only the knowledge and the skills needed to accomplish a specific task. So basically, if you are giving your students one easy task, such as the dominoes I gave you, it will be a good motivation for them. They will be motivated since they are going to be or to do it easily. So they will be motivated to do another task. And this, or in which you can actually level up. You can give them even harder task. And every time you can give a harder task. Okay, so what will the student get if you are giving them tasks? They must have something to work on, or you have to give them something to let them keep on to work on. So basically what I have done, let's discuss number three first, and then I'll tell you what have I done with my students. So number three is the trigger, which is the when and where. Why isn't it working? Yes, trigger is the when and where. The actions that has been designated will act as triggers for positive feedback. For example, the triggers are basically, when you give a task for your students, you have to be specific about this task. You must give correct and clear directions and instructions for your students so they can accomplish the task perfectly. This is one of the most important things. Now, what I want you to do is basically do this exercise or answer this exercise. You can actually write over the slide and then send it back to me. You can scan the QR code and do it within your phone and then send it back to me. Okay. One of the things that I have done here, I didn't give a clear, straight to the point, directions or instructions. I just asked you to do it and then upload it to me. This is one big mistake that we do as teachers. We don't actually give, and maybe in our head or in our brain, we're being clear, but for our students, we're not clear enough for them. You must have clear instructions for your student. So I must have tell you that this is a paragraph missing verbs. These verbs should be in the past tense. So you are about to rewrite the verbs, correct the verbs between brackets, write them in past tense, and then re-upload it or resend it to me. This is the clear instruction you must have with your students. So basically, one of the main things that you must start with your students, be clear with them, and you must have an agreement with them at the beginning of your semester of your year, the school year. So implementing gamification within your classroom. How can I implement, or why do I implement gamification within my classroom? An educator must first clearly know the interest of their students. Okay, this is one. Two, I have known that my students, for example, I teach girls, so they like flowers and they like butterflies and colors. So basically, I have got the interest of my students. Then I must know the weaknesses and their strengths. And then the third and the most important thing, as we said at the beginning of the session, you must be clear with them. You must be clear with them, and you must know their level they are studying. So basically, if I'm teaching intermediate school, I cannot give them a higher level, or let's say high school activities. So basically, you must know the level of your students, what are their interests, and then what is it? And then what are their weaknesses and strengths? Okay. For your gamification idea to be successfully and effectively implemented. So these are, or the following methods are the methods that I personally used with my students, and these were very easy to do and to use actually in my classroom. So number one is the point system. I can give points, for example, let me show you this, which is the punching cards. You can give your student punching cards at the beginning of the year, for example, or like every week, let's say. You give them punching cards. Every time they do a task, you can punch their cards. And every time they get 10, for example, 10 points, you are about to give them something in return. Such as what? Such as, let's say, a gift, for example, maybe, I don't know, candy, whatsoever. You have to start small, and then every time the gift must be bigger to gain their interest, actually. So this is one of the methods that I use. Every week I give them a punching card, and then at the end of the week, I see who's got all the 10 punch, they will have a gift in return. Only gifts? No. Well, sometimes I cheat and I give them coupons. Well, coupons for what? I have some coupons for like exam pass coupon. I can give them, for example, like you can go buy food from the canteens, yes, downstairs. And for example, I have chewing gum coupon, since it's not allowed in my class. So basically, you can play with coupons instead of just giving them back like gifts. They will get bored by it. And which lead us, next step should be the badges. What about the badges? Badges are an excellent tool to recognize achievement and act as benchmark to your student. For example, take a look at this paper I have here. Yes, I have it there as well on the PowerPoint. So people online, you can check it out. This is basically the paper I start with at the beginning of my year, the school year. What is it about? It is about the 3 levels I have. Once I give you a punch card, you must actually give it back to me, punched, all the 10 of them, but not one. I need you to collect 5 punching cards. After the 5th one, you can get to level 1. I will give you a badge, which is level 1. And I basically choose Caterpillar because they're nice, colorful. So Caterpillar is level 1. And then after that, once you get more or higher level, you will get in the 2nd level, which is basically the chrysalis level. You are now a cocoon. Okay, now after that has done and finished, which is basically at the end of the year almost, or end of the semester, I give them the butterfly. The butterfly badge it should be colorful, but for the sake of the session. Okay, so I give them the butterfly and they would feel happy about it because no one would talk to them at school. They know that butterflies or English butterflies are the most popular students. So basically, this is one idea you can get. So number 2, the badges. Now, how can we do all of this? We have to start with something we call the teamwork. Teamwork is either getting your students in groups or maybe like pair work. It's okay, it's fine. It depends on the teacher herself. Okay, so a student is more likely to show up within a teamwork. So if you give them like individual work, they might not do it, but within a teamwork, they would feel the responsibility and they would show up because they have the fear of disappointing their classmates or their group or teammates. So basically, this would motivate them to do their best. And next, what are the benefits of gamification? Can you share something? What are the benefits of gamification? Again? Excellent. What else you have? If you implemented this within your classroom, what would it be like? Very good. Yes. Good. Anything else? Good, excellent. So basically, the benefits of gamification are enables enjoyable and engaging learning atmosphere within your classroom. It actually make your learning addictive to your students. And the chance it gives them, the chance to experience how learning content is applied in real life. Friendly competition offer chances to motivate your students. So basically, you have group number 1, group 2, group 3. They are motivated to compete their other groups or their classmates. And definitely, at least, or at the end, the instantaneous feedback from your students to get you let's say, get you on board with them. So you will have feedback every week. So these feedbacks will get you to know what are your students looking for and what are the things you must change within your class. Maybe I gave them a coupon that they didn't like. Maybe I gave them a task they didn't get with it. So basically, a feedback would be the best way to know how your students are working. So what are some gamification tools that you can use within your classroom? Gamification tools you can use within your classroom. People who are online, you can use the QR code I first gave you to join us and to give us some words here. So good.
I did this of the topic oil, and each group would have a different color post-it notes, and they would compete by brainstorming anything that they know about oil, and they would have a time limit to.
Very good job. Excellent work, actually, a nice idea. Anyone else? Well, the most popular ones, people feel like gamification must be online. I say the opposite because I teach in public schools and we do not have access to internet and things like this. So basically I use paper work. As you can see, I used worksheets, badges and points. Everything I used was actually physical. I can put and use on board with them, like magnetics, for example, colors, whatever I can use to motivate my students and to implement gamification as well. But most likely, or the most popular gamification tools, or let's say applications, are basically, just a second, are basically something like Class Dojo, Kahoot, ClassPoint I use today. Okay, we have Minecraft, which is popular nowadays within elementary students, Periodic as well. These are some of the most popular online gamification tools that you can use within your class. Even you can use it after class. So basically you're asking them during class to do it at home, and then they are about to do it in their homes. Which is basically one of the most popular ones that we used during the crisis within 2020 when we were using Teams. We used Forms, which is a Microsoft form, to get or to give our students homeworks and even their quizzes and everything else. So basically, we are still using it until today. Sometimes we upload like worksheets, like worksheet or something, and we ask our students to do it as home as part of homework or even a classwork as well. So that was it, I believe, for today. One last thing I need to tell you, one of my colleagues, when I explained gamification for her, she told me something. When we're done with the meeting, she said, now I get what is gamification. Gamification is an ongoing process. It is not a one-time thing. I cannot implement or do gamification within my classroom in one class only or for 1 week only. It is an ongoing process. You must implement it, or you must you must use it within your classroom for a semester or even for the whole year. I did it for 1 semester and it was amazing. And the results were amazing with my students. Even the low achievers one, they became very, very interested in the class and even in English. Well, they hate English. So that is one point for me, since they're liking English now and coming to the class. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you for attendees here and for attending online meeting. These are some of the references, and this is how to contact me. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you so much. Great effort. Thank you.
Yes, of course.